Hey guys, it's your boy Fanlake Mamba. So today's lesson, it's one of the most important lesson that you'll ever find as a beginner in trading, which teaches you about importance of support and resistance. Guys, before you continue watching this video, please just click the like button, click the share button, click the subscribe button, and share with your family and friends. Yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful and amazing. So, guys, sorry about that. Okay, guys. So, what I want us to do first is that I want us to know what is the support and what is the resistance. So now, in just a simple term, you don't really need to know what is the support, what is the resistance. You don't really need to know the definition of that, but you need to know what is it that it does. So now let me just get my arrow. So let's say now price is coming from a bearish momentum is pushing to the downside. So once we find that price bounce in these areas here, so now we can see that we have the key area that price keeps on keeps on respecting. So now we can clearly see that price respects this area here. So for us to write a support, we have to have at least two touches. But once we have even 3, 4, going up 5, that is even more better. But we must have at least two touches to confirm, okay, this is one of our key support areas. But nonetheless, guys, we're still gonna go to a real chart. I just wanna give you the concept as to what is a support and what is a resistance. So a support is an area where when price is coming from above, keeps on rejecting that area. So you can clearly see that price is coming from above to this to this support area here. So what happens is that it rejects one time, it rejects two times, it rejects three times. So for us to know, okay, now this is a key area, this is an important support, is because of you can see that price keeps on respecting this support level. So now we can start to think of marking it, because of you can see whenever price comes here, there is a reaction. Market has to react. It's either it's gonna break or it's gonna bounce. So we are only looking for those two possible scenarios. So now let's say price is coming from below what our key area. So what is it that it is called now? Because of price is coming from below, we are calling it a resistance. But now for us to mark it as a resistance, we need to see price trying to break and failing. So once we see that price is indeed failing to break this key area here, so that when we can say this is our resistance area. So now how do we spot the resistance? We want to have at least more than two touches. So you can see here we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, which is adding up more to our confidence of this being our major resistance, because of now we see market rejecting multiple times or failing to break multiple times. So some of them, they call it a floor and a ceiling. So you know that if you are throwing a tennis ball, you are throwing it up and it reaches what? It reaches a resistance, or it reaches something like a ceiling board, a ceiling here. You know that it's gonna what? It's gonna bounce and come back. Because of what? Because of maybe the ceiling is stronger than the momentum that the tennis is going to while it's approaching what? Is approaching the ceiling. But if the tennis momentum is too strong, we will see what? We will see the tennis breaking the ceiling board and coming back to test it to show, you know what, man, breaking this key area, then I have to come back, because of this area act as a magnet to a magnet price to it before we can see it moving away from the price. So it has to break and come forward for a retest to say this is it was an important key area. We have to come and show some remorse or respect to it. But it doesn't always happen, guys. It doesn't always happen, but when it happens, it is one of those clear setup that one can capitalize and use them to their advantage. Same thing with the floor, which is a support. Once we see price coming here, once we throw our tennis, we know that the floor is always what's stronger. But determining by the momentum of the tennis as to is it having a lot of momentum to break, or it just having a small momentum. When it's having a lot of momentum, we expect it to break and come to do what, to test, because of this area act as a magnet afterward. After the price has broken it, it must act as a magnet to show you, to say, you know what, price broke this key area, so now let's come and show some remorse before we can move to the downside. So now what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm just gonna go to real chart. So I'm just gonna be switching from pound AUD and pound dollar. So yeah, guys, I'm just gonna be switching. So as you can clearly see, guys, I've already made my markings here on my pound AUD. So you can clearly see, guys, here we have the first touch, we have the second touch, and here you can see the third touch. You can see here is another touch that came in to test this area. So you can clearly see that we have the strong ceiling area because of what? Because whenever that market comes and tests this area, it does what? It rejects and bounce below. So what can happen is that whenever the market is again coming and approaching these key areas here, is again expecting these key areas, we're gonna see how much momentum the market is coming with to test these areas. If it's low momentum, then we're gonna, because already we have an overview or clue as to this is a strong ceiling. So whenever the market is coming with less momentum, we're gonna expect it to do what? Obviously to bounce, because of you cannot just break with low momentum. You need to have strong momentum to break above these key areas. So now you can clearly see here I've done my middle marking. If I can just drag it a bit back, you can clearly see I told you guys that we need to have at least 2 touches to confirm, okay, this is a strong or this is a support or resistance. So you can clearly see, guys, here this is my middle area here, have many touches. I cannot really count them, there are too many, guys. As you can clearly see, it's here right in front of you. We have a touch here, we have a touch, we have a touch, we have a touch, a touch, a touch. So it really means, it really shows that this is an important area for us. So we have to highlight whenever price is approaching. So now, excuse me, so now you can clearly see, guys, that we are approaching this key area. Let me just zoom out a bit so that you can clearly see. So you can clearly see that price is coming to this key area. Look at the momentum that the price is coming with to this key area. So because of this candlestick, we can see that there's a lot of momentum being gained, and you can still clearly see that we've broken above this key area here, and we continue to push with huge or lot of momentum to the upside. So we expect price to continue pushing and coming to a retest, as because once we broke, the area must come and act as what? As a magnet to show some respect to the key area. And you can clearly see, guys, here I have my key area as well. If I can just go, I can literally go back in time as much as I want, guys. So it doesn't really matter. You can clearly see it was respected here, it was respected here, it was respected here. Market came, tried to break, closed below. You can clearly see even here it was respected a couple of times here. Market broke below. This is a fake out. Market broke below, but the second candlestick that opened, closed and came back into structure. But you can clearly see after came back into structure, came back to test it, and then continue to push to the upside. So you can clearly see even here, you can see that market spiked downside to the downside, trying to break this major support, but it failed. You can see that it closed above. You can clearly see it's been closing above. Eventually you see market kicking in and pushing to the upside. So as you can clearly see, guys, this is how I mark my support and resistance key areas. So I'm just gonna shift to pound dollar. I'm just gonna shift to pound dollar. So I'm currently in this trade, guys. I'm currently on this trade, moving pretty nice, moving pretty nice. So you can clearly see we have a support here. Market rejected many times, as you can clearly see as well. And market came to test these areas as well, but failed to break. We see it pushing to the downside. So for me to be taking a buy entry here, it's gonna be a bit too risky, because as you can clearly see here, the market has been shooting to the downside. It has no sign for me to say, you know what, I might change direction. So we want to see it pushing above. You can clearly see now market has pushed above, came back for retest, and you can see that it's gaining a bit of momentum to continue pushing to the upside. So you can clearly see even here, guys, I did my support, I did my resistance, I mean to say. You can clearly see market has been respecting this key area, came back here to retest, to break, failed, came back again, come for a retest, push to the upside, came back, break below, came back for a retest, came back again for a retest, shot to the downside. Now we are coming back again, coming for a retest. Now we can see that market, at least we want to see market, we want to see ourselves taking our take profit in this next key area. Remember, guys, I always tell you, when you take a trade, you must enter in your key area and you must exit in your what, in your key area. You don't just enter and exit in no man's land. So this is what I'm looking for, but there is still more potential for GU to push to the upside, probably giving us about 100 pips, 105 pips. So this move can happen like today or tomorrow. Can happen like today or tomorrow, but yeah, it really won't take long because of GU is very volatile. Yeah, it doesn't take long. Let me just see how long it took for this move to be accomplished. This whole move, you can see it just took like 12 hours to accomplish this whole move. So you can clearly see starting from here at the top. So you can clearly see that this move can just be that one move which can be completed today. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. Thank you so much, guys. Please don't forget to click the like button. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button. Share with your friends. Till we meet next time, guys. So yeah, you don't want to miss on this kind of important information, guys. If you have questions, just drop them below here in the comment section. I'll be right here to answer all your questions. Thank you so much, guys. Stay blessed on this wonderful Wednesday. I love you.